It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you're live with Expresso as we enter the last half hour of what has been a superb show this morning with some unbelievable cooking. Our kitchen team has been on fire today, and we're going to start baking now. Whether it was scones on a Sunday with Omar or magrinya with Gogo, we all create homemade happiness every time we share a meal and a bonding moment together. Now, share something sweet and special with your loved ones with this mouth-watering snowflake, vanilla and chocolate marbled muffin cake with coffee ganache. That is a mouthful. Whether it's a date night, dessert, or simply an indulgent treat, just to treat yourself, this is spectacular. It does look spectacular. And everyone's been like, Anissa, our social media guru, is like, oh, it smells so chocolatey. It really does look amazing. And we're going to work a bit of magic here, creating the marble technique.
The marble effect. So it looks super fancy. Let me just show you, actually, when you cut through the cake, it looks like this.
Ah, beautiful marbling.
It's beautiful marbling, and it's so easy to achieve. It looks super impressive, so don't be intimidated by it. It is literally 4 steps.
And you get the enjoyment of the balance of flavor profiles, which is great. The chocolate
exactly,
and, of course,
and
vanilla.
the vanilla.
Okay,
so you get best of both worlds, so you don't have to choose. We've got 4 eggs going in, a cup of oil, and 400 ml milk. So this is going to be your liquid.
Okay.
So you're going to make just one liquid base, and we're going to divide it.
Mix it between the two. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So you're just going to whisk this all up nicely. And then I'm going to add the chocolate in here to your one bowl. So you want to keep them separate. So you don't ever mix them together.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've got the vanilla going in the other one. I've got I feel like a ninja with the 2 hands, yeah.
You look a bit like a ninja. And of course, our Snowflake really helping us in this regard, making it that much easier.
Yeah, we use the muffin mix from them. So I love the muffin mix because it's very versatile. I mean, you can see it's not just for muffins. Oh, thanks, Graham. They are not just for muffins, they are for beautiful cakes as well. You can add little chocolate chips into your chocolate muffins if you want. You can add little caramel or nuts or raisins in them. So it's pretty simple. We're just gonna put this in there, a little bit in here. And then I'm going to mix them up. And that's as easy. Get the kids involved because, you know, you've got 2 bowls. If you have 2 kids, great. Otherwise, you and your singleton. If you've got 3 kids, get them to, to line the baking tin, get the oven ready. I mean,
honestly, it's so much fun cooking with your kids, baking with your kids. Like, you get to teach them lessons about kind of patience and working towards a nice reward, putting in the effort, but there is no greater joy than watching them being able to eat the fruits of their labors. It really is the sweetest thing.
And like for them, it's so impressive to see what they've just created, you know, like...
Not just for them, for me as well.
Okay, so parents as well, yes.
I'm still in that phase of baking where everything, when it comes out and it looks like it's supposed to, I'm like, I'm in awe. And of course, this recipe, like all of our amazing recipes from today, and it really has been a great day in the kitchen. You can find them all on expressoshow.com.
Cool. So now this is all mixed together. You don't want to overmix. I'm just mixing until everything's incorporated. Then
that seems to be a big thing with you. Is this you have a real kind of hatred of over-mixing?
With baking, there is such a thing as overmixing, especially when you're making your cakes and especially with muffin mixes as well. The muffin mix, you don't want to overmix because it's going to just volcano. And you want to stay as flat as possible because you want it to be beautiful and presentable.
And look good, yeah.
All that
like
effort.
A pro. Okay, so our warmed milk went into the chocolate.
Yes, so I just had a little bit of chocolate. This is our ganache. So you want to let it sit. That's why I've added we actually added cream.
Cream, okay.
So ganache is cream and chocolate.
And chocolate, ganache.
So good.
Boom.
A little bit of espresso going in. So what you do is you let that sit and it melts the chocolate. So by the time you're ready to pour it over, you just mix it up. So to make the marble effect, Graham, you're going to literally add dollops of your vanilla mix, and then you're going to add dollops of your chocolate mix. So your chocolate mix needs a little bit more milk in here, but we'll make it work. There we go. So you're going to add little dollops over there, and then you just keep going. So the idea is not to mix it all together because you want the marble.
You really want those divisions, those lovely cross-section.
Exactly. So you're going to preheat your oven to 180 degrees like you would for your standard muffins. And you're going to bake this to 30 to 40 minutes. So everyone's oven is different. That's why I say use the skewer.
Just taste it out.
Test it out.
Stick
see
the
if it's
skewer
fine.
in. If it comes out clean, you're in business.
Exactly, exactly. So just going to finish this off. Then let your cake cool for 5 minutes. What people do say, the cake comes out the oven and they're in a rush to just tip it over.
Because you're excited. You want to see it. You want to see your cake.
Excited. But that is a mistake because your cake's very fragile. And what happens when it cools for that 5 minutes, it pulls away from the sides.
I remember you telling me that, and I've actually used it with baking bread, and it really does work. As it cools, it shrinks a little bit, it densifies, and it pulls it
Then
off
it's
the
nice
edges.
to turn over, and your cake won't break and crack when you turn it out to cool down. So that's my tip for this cake, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It's
Absolutely
easy.
beautiful. Our ganache will be nicely melted. We pour that over, and then you enjoy, whether it's just yourself or your entire family, something really, really cool you can make this weekend with a very impressive end result. You can get that recipe at expressoshow.com.
Snowflake, too fresh to flop.